Good evening, everybody. Good evening, guys. How we all doing this evening? Please, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. If you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. If you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Gospel. Good evening. Thank you. Hope you can see me too. Francis, good evening. Thank you so much for joining in. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. You are welcome to the Big Game Conference 2022. Hope you're excited as I am this evening. Okay, real quick. Our first speaker will be coming on board very shortly. Okay, yeah. So our first speaker will be coming on board shortly. But before then, would love to hear his profile, his bio, because he's someone we respect so much in this online space, even offline, right? We respect him so much. So we'll just be listening to a few things about him before he come on board, right? Just pay attention. Thank you very much.
Emeka Nobis. Emeka Nobis spent 10 years of his life working as a mechanical engineer for a multinational oil servicing company. During his years working there, he met individuals who were gifted but couldn't come to terms with showcasing their gifts to humanity. Emeka resigned from his job to focus on helping individuals who have a message to share with humanity but are scared, doubtful, and confused to become exceptional by clarifying their messages, build a platform for the communication of their ideologies, and to earn by establishing profitable business systems. He also works with organizations to help them entrench a progressive leadership culture that turn employees into brand ambassadors, trains middle and top managers on team dynamics and communication strategies that increase loyalty, bonding, and patronage. He's your quintessential writer, coach, business consultant, and trainer. As a practicing sage, he utilizes effective coaching models to aid individuals and organizations re-engineer their paradigms, thereby creating optimal cultures for success. He is trained and certified in the use and practice of Ericksonian hypnosis, results technologies, performance consulting, and neurological repatterning. As a thought leader, he helps individuals who have experiences, gifting, expertise, or knowledge in subject areas to define clearly what their focus should be, communicate their ideologies using formidable platforms, and to earn profitably by setting up processes and systems. He blogs regularly via www.emekanobis.com and has a thriving social media followership. His Twitter followership is above 10,000 followers. He founded and administers a Facebook group, Pen and Ink Masters. He founded it to help individuals become truly exceptional at utilizing their gifting, expertise, experience, and knowledge to build profitable enterprises. He's a TEDx speaker and has been featured on Nigeria Info FM, Today FM, Wazobia Max TV, Wish FM, and Rhythm FM. He has also been featured on lots of print and digital media, too many to mention. Emeka is married to Joy, and they have a son and 2 daughters together. He lives in Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome the Don Emeka Nobis.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh my God. Esther, all this is busy, man.
Okay, yeah. Thank you
I
so
should come and learn from you people. Oh, more. I was just here smiling like sheepishly, like.
um,
Oh man.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We are so happy to listen to you this evening. We are so excited because we know we'll be learning so much from you this evening. so many other persons will join us shortly equally. So real quick,
Thank you.
the topic, like our topic for this session, and I'll be asking you several questions about it. I'll just love you to elaborate on them and teach us. So the topic for this session is how to shamelessly make income and build influence. How to shamelessly make income and build influence. So everything we'll be saying this evening will just be centered around this topic, because we have so many persons, either newbies, intermediate, and all of that, that they are making income, right? Or some of them, they are trying to make impact one way or the other, but then they are dead broke. I've seen some persons, they are making great impact, but there's, when it comes to their finance life, there's nothing to write home about it. So this evening we'll be learning so much from you concerning these aspects. So I'll just be asking you some questions which I'll be learning from equally. So the first question here this evening says okay, one thing I believe so much is no expert fell from heaven. Nobody was born an expert, right? So everything, like this stage you are right now, you got to this place through process, like you grew to this place and everything. So my first question is, because we admire you a lot, trust me, so many of us will follow you back to back. If I want to come to Facebook, your post, like your Facebook feed is where we go first to tap from. We learn so much from you. You are one that when it comes to income, you are there. When it comes to impact, you are there. When it comes to influence, it's so mega. So the first question here this evening is basically for the newbies. How can a newbie start making impact in the online space? Because some persons, they are just coming to the online space and they are confused. Some of them, they are struggling with, they've been hearing make impact in the online space, invest in yourself, make sure you are growing and all of that, but then they are confused. So the question here this evening is, if for example I'm a newbie coming into the online space, into the digital world, where should I start from when it comes to making impact, when it comes to growing people? So that's the first question, sir.
You see all the things that did from your explanations. We need to bring out the
Okay.
keywords, right? So the keywords are
Okay.
impact and making impact in people's lives and becoming valuable in
Yes.
people's lives. So when it
Yes, sir.
comes to really, when it comes to doing that, there are two things I actually tell. I like to make things as very simple as ever. Two
Yes.
fundamental things that you need to really think about. The first thing is that you have to become, I usually use this word, you have to become a meaningful, specific individual, all right, and not a wandering general. What I mean by that is that ask yourself a question: in what space, how can I become someone that is specifically known for something, right? When you're starting out, you have to ask yourself, in what industry can I serve, all right? How can I become specifically known for something? Because I see a lot of individuals, they are getting things all over the place. It's not a bad thing to be all over the place, but when you become specifically known for something, right? And then people begin to know you for that specifically. As you begin to grow in levels, as you begin to grow in significance, as you begin to grow in influence, you find out that that influence that you've grown over the years can now begin to affect other sectors. Like individuals see me now. I play in the crypto space. I do stuff in the crypto space. I do stuff in the real estate industry. I do stuff even in health. Somehow, nobody's calling me a hustler right now because they know I've grown influence, becoming specific in a specific area. Like when I was starting out,
Okay.
everything that I still do revolves around two key things that are my primary talent and my secondary talent. My primary talent is writing, and my secondary talent is speaking. Every other thing that I do are centered around these two things. So the first thing is ask yourself a question: how can I become specifically known for something that can bring value to people's lives? Is it in the area of writing? Is it in health? Is it in hair making? Is it in dressmaking? There are thousands of them, and I know I can't mention everything, but you have to sit down and ask yourself a question. All right, ask yourself a question: where will I be so valuable that people want to hear from me, people want to listen
Okay.
to me, people want to hear me talk, right? That's the first key question. And I understand the fact that a lot of individuals can be very confused. So I tell people, all right, confusion is not a bad thing. Confusion is actually a gift. Confusion helps you to ask certain relevant questions so that you can get meaningful answers, all right? So I'm confused about something. You can begin to, it leads you to questioning things, questioning your beliefs, questioning concepts, questioning your journey, so that you can begin to have some level of clarity on the journey that you ought to start undertaking. So it's all about when I was starting out initially. Let me tell you absolute truth. When I started out on this path initially, I had no specific intention to be on the path. I had no, I mean, nobody would look at me and say, Meka, you're known for this. But then I kept at it. So I kept on doing all the. That's why when I see individuals, young people who do aspire to aspire, I don't join my voice because they don't understand these things. All right. So I was like that. I was just throwing out inspiration, throwing out motivation, throwing out aspire to aspire quotation. Right. If you go back to my Facebook timeline, as far back as 2009, 2010, when I was starting out,
Yes.
that was how I was. All right. So, but then I began to ask questions. Okay, Emeka, what can I utilize? How can I become better? Where can I focus? Right. So initially, when I started out, it was about writing. If you look at me, in 2010, 2000, yeah, 2000, between 2006, 2007, 2008, 2010, I was all about writing. How I can use writing to make money and all that. That was all I was about. Wake up every day and I kept on writing. But by the time I resigned in 2016 from the oil servicing company where I was working at the time, I began to evolve. So if you check me now, I'm not just all about writing. Writing is a tool that I use to express myself. Writing is a tool that I use to express my thoughts, my ideologies, my processes, my strategies. So writing is a tool. But I'm no longer all about writing, writing, writing. If you check many years ago and now, I have evolved. So now it's all
Yes.
about thought leadership, it's about marketing, it's about sales. Who knows? In the years to come, also I can evolve. But thought leadership remains central in everything that I do, and I carve the name for myself, which a lot of individuals call me now. Don. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing is that when you've gotten that specific part that you want to
Clarity.
work on, that clarity, then you have to show to the world, you have to demonstrate the capability that you can be trusted to deliver results, deliver transformation in people's lives. How can that come? It's by you showing forth, especially now that we have the digital media. You cannot be silent and obscure. Nobody is going to know who you are. They will not know that you exist. So you have to show forth every day. And please understand the fact that every one of us, we are growing in level. I don't know it all. I am still learning. Yesterday, I learned from somewhere. I learned from an association. Today, I've learned certain things. I listen to individuals. I ask questions because I want to learn more and more. So at that level where you are, you have to be able to prove to individuals that you are dependable, that you can be trusted to deliver information, deliver value, deliver transformation in people's lives because you are showing up and sharing. So you're sharing your
Sure.
story, you're sharing your strategies, you're sharing process, you're sharing your results, you're sharing how you do the things that you do. You just by the time you keep talking and sharing, either by written content, video content, or audio content, then people begin to see you as someone that they can come to for a specific solution. That's how it is. So it cannot be silent. You cannot change the world from the vantage point of obscurity. It's not possible. Even when Jesus came to the earth, he came with a divine message to help to change people's lives, right? To bring them to reconcile men back to the Father. If he had stayed behind in his father's house or in his father's workshop, nobody would know the gospel. But Jesus had to step out. He went into the temple. He went to the mountainside. He went and he began to speak and to spread the good news that he came to the world to bring. So he had remained obscure. Nobody would have known him. Wouldn't have received the gospel. And Christianity perhaps wouldn't have been what it is today. So when you have found the path, you have to demonstrate that you can be able to deliver results in people's lives, and that will come from showing forth, sharing what you've got, sharing that value without holding back, unashamedly, shamelessly. These are the two fundamental things that you have to start doing if you truly want to make impact in people's lives. And that's how it is. Because as I begin to show forth every day, creating stuff, sharing my value, sharing my thoughts, sharing the things that I'm experiencing. People begin to look at me, oh, this guy is amazing, this guy is good, this guy understands, this guy has me in his heart. That is how they begin to even to draw other people to come to drink from me. I I got 1,000 followers in less than a week, and I'm like, man, that's the
Yeah.
fastest I've had so far, between 54,000 to 5,000 followers. How did it happen? People are dragging people from all over to come to listen to me, right? To come to follow my timeline and drink from my well. But they cannot come to a well that is empty. The well has to give
Mm.
them, the well has to give them water. So in as much as you're giving value, you have to also bless your own self, improve on your own self, because the moment your well goes dry, you will lose your worth. People will just leave you and go some other place, right? So you have to consistently give you value and you improve on yourself by virtue of learning, improving, reading books, listening to other people, having great associations, and that's how it works.
Okay. And thank you so very much, sir. I appreciate that. I wrote down some things. I got value from that question, talking about clarity and you sharing things just to demonstrate trust and all of that. And I believe such newbies here, they are taking notes of that this evening. So real quick, there's this other one that bothers me a lot. Okay, yesterday I celebrated my birthday. I completed 24 to the glory of
Yes,
God.
so
And so I at a point I almost cried when I saw the way people were celebrating me and all of that. So it's as a result of you being impactful, you've been impacting people and they are now celebrating. But then at a point I sat down, I started laughing because there's one thing, no matter how you impact people, except they just want to honor you, people will not literally start dashing you money. They will not be giving you money. Let me just put it like that. Except they just want to honor you or appreciate you
exactly,
of on,
exactly.
sir.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes. So this is leading me to a question actually. So yesterday, nobody would have said, Esther, take this 100,000, take this 5 million. I know it's possible at a point sometime, but then if I had released an offer, obviously I would still release after this conference. So if I had released an offer, maybe 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 naira, and all of that, because I've impacted people's life, they would buy from me. And I could have made as much as a million naira or so. You understand? So the next
Exactly.
question is this. Yes, the next question is this. Now that you're impacting lives, impact will not pay your bills. Because you're impacting people's life, it will not pay your bills. So there's a need for income. There's a need for income. So the next question is this, because like I said initially, we see some persons, when it comes to impact, they are there. But then when it comes to their financial life, they are broke and all of that. So the next question is this, sir. As people in the online space, as individuals, impacting people's life and all of that, how can we balance making income and making impact? Because you're a practical example, you impact people's life on a daily and then you still sell and income comes. Because just from like cheap money, let me use cheap money for example, you've impacted lives and everything, but then nobody will just say, sir Emeka Nobis, take this 2.5 million naira. I know you made more than that from cheap money. So you are able
True.
to balance making impact and at a point still selling shamelessly. So the next question is this: now that we now know that we need to make impact and all of that, how do we now balance selling shamelessly and making impact? I don't know if you get my question.
I get you. Let me make you understand
Okay.
something.
Okay. Is it? Is it? Is it network online? Oh. Okay, guys. It would join us very shortly. I believe it's it network. It will be here shortly. It's not there. It's not there. Okay, guys. I believe you are learning one or two. I believe you are learning one or two. Especially if you're a newbie just coming into the digital space and you are trying to like ask, this impact thing that all of you are talking about, how should I start building it? He actually highlighted some major points. I wrote them down here. You must gain clarity on the path you want to follow. Very, very important. So you not be wallowing around, taking value here, and you don't know what to do. Then the year will just run out without you doing anything. So you must first of all define your path. Okay. And also talk about you demonstrating trust even after you've defined your path. Do you understand? He will be joining us shortly. He talked about so many things and all of that. A minute, please. Vex for these people name 069 735. What is Nathaniel, sir? Eh? What? 069 735. New one, welcome. Okay. What is this? What is this? The new one, 783. 85.
Go back to that stream.
Well, I don't know what to say. Beg.
Yes, sir. I'm back. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Nigerian network, we understand. I have to switch, I have to quickly switch from one to the other. Okay, so I was saying something that you can become when you become a person of influence, right? Things happen magically. What I mean is that people can, of their own accord, begin to be of support to you. But the truth is that
Okay.
you cannot exactly know when that support will happen. People dash me money. Yeah, people send me money. Like for example, about 2 or 3 months ago, my TV got broken by my son, and I put it out there in the public that yeah, I was going to buy a new TV. Two guys immediately contacted me and said they wanted to buy the TV for me, and they wanted to split the price, and they sent me the money, and I bought the TV. Right? From time to time, people give me money. From time to time, as I like, for example, now we are, for these tours that we are going, some individuals, they do connections, they find hotels for me. They just want to be of support to you because of the great value that you're adding to people's lives. It's a given. But the thing is the fact that you cannot depend on that because you don't know when it's going to happen. So imagine that I'm dependent on people to give me money because I'm a good guy or because I'm influential. I don't know when the money is going to come in, but that they will give you is a given. They will give you. That's true. But then the thing is this: you need money to be able to run the deal. You need money to be able to go on this journey. This journey of impact demands money. For
Yes,
example,
sir.
now that I'm going to Europe to do my tour, we have done the analysis right here before me is on my table. We have done the analysis of how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost us 500,000 naira to execute that, or where it cost us 1.2 million. Now we use costing us 500,000 naira. Different cities are going to cost us different amounts. Now, will I now go on social media and say, "Hey guys, I'm going to you. I beg, not gonna donate money to me." No, I won't do that. The moment I do that, people like, oh, mobile. I say this guy don't broke. This guy said for all these things when the yarn, that be say this guy no pure. You get. Now, how do I get money out of individuals? It is based on the fundamental principle that governs the earth. It's the principle of giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. All right. So the earth functions on that principle, the principle of giving and receiving. All right. So you bring out air. I mean, you bring out carbon dioxide from your mouth as you're exhaling. Then you receive oxygen, isn't it? It's a cycle of giving and receiving. You give love to somebody, the person will give you love in return, right? You give love to your dog will give you love in return. Because if you're not giving love to your dog, you'll come back one day and the dog will bite you. You get so it's a principle of giving and receiving. So individuals who want to make money must be at peace with the principle of giving and receiving. You give value, you collect value in return. Part of how we're collecting value in return is by fame. People now make us famous. That's part of receiving value. So by virtue of the thing that you're giving, people can help you to become more famous by sharing about you, by talking about you, by getting you on radio, by getting you on TV as a result of the great works you're doing. But then that's a different thing altogether. You need money. The receiving that you have to get is the money that you have to receive from individuals. How will you get the money from individuals? Is being able for you to be able to package your products. So you must have to be able to have products. You must have products. The products can either be intangible or they can be tangible. They can be physical products or they can be non-physical products. For me, basically, most of the time, I give intangible products. Mean I'm selling my brain, I'm selling my strategy, I'm selling. Just before going on now, I received an alert of 30,000 naira. Now, how did it come? I've been doing ads for people. People pay me to write ads on my timeline. So I write my ads in such a way that it's just story format. So I tell a little bit of story, then before you know it, I switch into the ad proper, and people love it. They don't look at my ads like I'll come and write, go and sign up for this, go and do this one. Hey, these people are doing this one, we'll go and do. No, I put in a story that will lead people. They will just be romancing the post, right? Until they now see the main ad itself. And most times those ads convert. So somebody came into my inbox, a woman, she said, Emeka, the way you write about people people won't even know whether you are paid or not. You write it in such a way that it's so fluent, it's so, the story. And the woman said, why don't you teach people how to write like this? How don't you teach people how to write in such a way that they can sell their, I'm like, I beg. I just overlooked it. It was two months ago. Then I did another one again. That was last week or so. Another lady came in box. I said, Emeka, imagine the way you write your ads, man. It's so sweet. Why don't you teach people the second person? And I now said to myself, that means this is something that people need. And I said, without flyer now, I've gotten two payments of 30 of 60K. Of 60K without payment. But I know I'm targeting 50 people. I've already sent my ad to my design details to my ad guy. By tomorrow or next tomorrow, the flyer will come out, and then I will commence full time marketing because I'm looking for 50 people, 50 people 30,000, and that's 1.5 million. So the thing is this: you have to be able to package your experiences, your stories, your strategies into a format that people can consume to be able to have their own results. You have to be able to, and then begin to communicate the essence of them buying into that product so that they themselves will have a better result for their lives. So it's all about them experiencing a better future by virtue of using your product, which is either intangible or tangible. So you must be at peace with giving and receiving. What I see a lot of individuals do on social media is that they are always giving, 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 giving. They say they are thinking that by virtue of them giving, people of their own accord will start giving them money. It doesn't work like that. So you are giving, giving, and you now expect that Holy Spirit will touch people's lives, and then they'll come and be giving you money. Lie. It doesn't. I'm telling you that it doesn't really happen like that. You must be able to prime. You have to prime receiving money. You must be at peace with people giving you money. You must be at peace with people opening their wallet and giving you money or making transfers, whichever way. All right? You must prime it. It's not something you leave and say, like today now, I think I've done 2 or 3 offers. Yesterday I woke up in the morning and I said, okay, I think I want to sell 50 copies of my books. 20 copies of my books on Bank Alert. And I said to myself, this is what I'm going to do, right? And I just went all out and I wrote about it. And I tell you, by this morning, I had already done 20 copies of the book. And I said, the offer is off. So you must be able to communicate. You must be able to communicate the essence of your offers in such a way that people will know that they have a need for it, that it's going to solve their problem, and then be at peace with receiving money. It's very critically important. Very, 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 very important. So That's what I can share with individuals. It's not just about you giving,
Thank you very much, sir.
receiving. Yeah. Mm.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I actually asked this question because it's very, very important. This is just for some persons that are really giving out on their different social media platforms. When you go there, you see value, like they are giving out. When it comes to value, they are there and all of that. But sometimes they are afraid to transition into selling shamelessly, right? Some of them will be like, what will people say about me that I'm not selling and all of that? So if you are here this evening and you are in such shoes, you heard from the dawn this evening that you must be at peace with giving and receiving. You must be
I want to make you.
comfortable with
I
receiving
want to
money.
make you understand that if you're not selling, you're wicked. Do you know? If you're not selling, you're
That's
wicked.
actually a deep one.
Yeah. If you're not selling stuff, you're wicked because you are denying people the opportunity to get better. You are denying people the
Mm,
solution to their problems. If you're not selling, you're wicked. That's the truth. So imagine that people who have designed these phones are not selling these phones to us. They are
wow.
wicked because
That's
we need
another
this phone to be
perspective.
able to make calls. We need this phone to be able to go on air. I mean, to go online, to be able to connect it on the internet and all. So imagine they're not selling these phones. You need to realize that. So when people tell
That's
me,
a deep
yeah, I'm
one.
not selling these and blah, that's absolute bullshit because the day
They
I
are
wake up
waiting.
and I am selling stuff, I know that when people buy my stuff, they are going to receive information, they're going
Ah,
to receive
yes.
pathway, they're going to receive life, they're going to receive truth, they're going to receive process. Remember, for me, I tell myself this. Jesus said it in the Bible. I am the truth, I am the life, I am the way. Well, the same thing the same thing applies to me. By the virtue of the fact that when I put out something that people have to buy, it is the truth. It is life to them. It is the way to the pathways of life. That's the truth. So I am the truth, I am the way, and the things that I do are truth, their life, their way. So that's how I look at the things that I do. That's how I look at the things that I create, right? Because when I do them, you are buying into the truth, you are buying into a way, you are buying into a process, you are buying into a life that you have to have to be able to. So this is what guides me, and every day I must sell because if I don't sell, I'm denying someone the life that they should be enjoying. That's how I look at it. So be at peace with selling, be at peace with marketing, be at peace with showing forth the awesomeness and the blessedness of what you have to offer to the world. Nobody should make you feel bad about it because if you don't rise to sell, I feel that you're wicked.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So, a lesson from this is, if in as much you know your digital product or your physical product is a solution to someone else's problem, you should sell it shamelessly. You should sell it shamelessly. Thank you very much, sir. So, the last question for us this evening is, yesterday I will still use it as an example. So when people were celebrating me, I went live. We had a Facebook a birthday live in my Facebook community. So people were saying, ah, Esther, you're influential. Anywhere we turn to on our WhatsApp status, we are seeing your picture and all of that. So I was like, are you sure I'm influential? What do people mean by that? So the question here this evening is this, what's your definition of influence? What's your definition of influence?
It's simple. It's simple. The fact that they're calling you influential, I think people look at it from two ways. Number one is that you have lots of followers that are following you, right? So people look at influence from that point of view, number of followership, and which is good. Every day I want new people to follow me, right? Because I'm heading from 55,000 followers now. I'm going to 56,000. My target is, I mean, if I can get 100,000 before the year ends, I pray and hope that it works for me, right? Imagine that you have 1 million followers, Esther. Just imagine it now that you have, close your eyes and imagine that you have 1 million followers. Do you know the political power that you have? Do you know the economic power you have? Do you know the social power that you can have? As I am now, if I have 1 million followers in this university that I am, geez, the governor may be looking the governor may be looking for me because if I post one thing, it will go viral. I mean, a lot of individuals will retweet and I mean they will repost it and post it because so that's the power. Those are the powers: economic power, social power, and political power that having influence can give you. So that's the first thing. People looking at the number of followers you have and say you have influence. The second part is that you are just valuable to people's lives. You are valuable. People remember you. They are happy that you exist. They are praying for you because I tell you every day. Some individuals wake up and the first place that they are coming to an online is to my wall. They want to go and check out what has Emeka Nobis eaten today, what has he shared today, right? And they want to consume. They want to connect, and they want to take that which I've written and apply it into their own lives and to see results. So that's influence because you are valuable, you are meaningful, right? You're on this earth and you're purposeful to a lot of individuals. To the point that if you're no longer existing, they will feel the pain. There are some individuals who are just all over the place. They are just nobody knows that they're existing. They're not adding value to people's lives. They're just there consuming and consuming. But you are influential because you are adding values to people's lives consistently on a daily basis. That's that. These are I wanted to look at it. I wanted to look at it from these two angles, right? Having people following me, and secondly, being of great value to people's lives. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay, let's just take this last question. I believe I would learn from it too. So, Sam, when you were starting out in selling shamelessly, because we know when it comes to selling shamelessly, you are the don, obviously. Nobody can even argue that. So, when you started out selling shamelessly, what were some of the things you struggled with and how did you overcome them?
Trust me, Esther, when I tell people that I didn't really struggle with anything, they don't believe me. Oh. I just believed in myself. As I told you,
Wow.
as I told you, we can only say maybe challenges. As I told you, I already have this belief in myself.
Okay.
Right from the time I've had this, I mean, when I set my mind to do something, I just go all out to do it. And remember, they say that faith coming by hearing and hearing by the word, right? I don't want to sound too religious and spiritual in that, but put it this way: your confidence grows by you hearing the things that can build you tremendously as an individual. So, what do you listen to? The things you listen to are very paramount and important. I have a friend of mine. I met him in a wedding, and when we were driving his Lexus, he bought a brand new Lexus. As we were driving his Lexus, I'm like, guy, every time you're listening to this, he was listening to what's his name again? I've forgotten this guy's name, one Asharaf or something, right? One of these guys that speak. No, Joe Vitalis. This guy's Joe Vitalis, the guy name. Is
Okay.
the guy he was listening to. I'm like, why? He said, Emeka, right from when I got admission into university, I was consistently feeding my spirit with these words. Not just Bible. We didn't talk about Bible. He said, these guys, I will consistently listen to them. And they kept on feeding my spirit to the point that I'll come to speak to my classmates and I tell them I will achieve this and so time. And they're like, and many years down the line, he has achieved a lot of these things, and his friends are like, he tells me that by virtue of the fact that he has been consuming these things, they have become a part of him that he doesn't even see impossibility anymore. I'm like, he caught it. So when we read the Bible and say faith cometh by hearing, and they think it's only the Bible, but look at the kind of things that you consume. They shape your mind. Look at the kind of friends you have. What do they speak into your spirit? What do they tell you? Do they come to speak pessimism or do they speak optimism into your life? You have to be very, 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 very careful. So for me, right from when I was little, my father was a man of faith. He was a man of optimism. When I say man of faith, I'm not talking about Bible here or whatever. He's a man that believes that things can work. And then they surrounded us with books, so we kept on reading books. And then, so right from time, I have been this confident guy to be able to position myself and look at it. Even when I was toasting girls, that's the truth. I mean, all these things that guys come and say, I want to do this one. They'll now be going corner, 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 corner. I don't do all that corner, corner thing. No. I'll come and tell you straight to your face. I like you. I want you to be my friend. As confident, I'm expecting two answers. Either you say no or you say yes. If you say no, who and move on. If you say yes, fine. Then we strike the deal and we'll have a friendship, right? So that's how I have been all my life. And so when we say, did I challenges are there from time to time? Okay, as I'm marketing, I put out an objective and I put out my target. Sometimes I don't meet my targets, so I'll go back and say, okay, I didn't meet this target. What happened? Did I not market well? What should I have done? Should I have done this and all that? And I look at all that, and then I can tweak my process for the next one that I'm about to do. Right. So I wouldn't say that. I don't think it's challenges are an everyday thing that that we face when we're doing marketing, and we just keep doing. That's the thing. So rising every day and sharing. So, but I see a lot of individuals. They come and tell me that their friends are laughing at them because they're marketing, or that their friends are telling them that they are doing too much. Trust me, as I am now, or even as I have been, the moment you keep telling me that to my look at what I will do to you. This is how I would usually do. You get what I mean? You know what this finger is. You know, that's what it is. I just put you away from my life. That's how it is. So you're not giving me money and you are angry that I'm also marketing because I want to make money. I mean, are you a witch? Or who are you? That's what it is. I mean, you're wicked. You're not giving me money. And then you're complaining that I'm marketing too much or I'm talking too much. Guy or babe, just do your day. That's how it is. Give you the middle finger, get the hell out of my life so that I can focus on doing the things that is right for me. So when people come and tell me their friends are laughing at them, I mean, these things are real. Oh. I remember a particular girl that wanted to sign up for a training of mine. You know what she said to me? When she had paid, I said to her, please, can you go and share it on your timeline that you've paid so that your friends, you know, she said, no, that her friends will laugh at her. I'm like, why? Her friends don't like this kind of things. They don't like seminars and all this stuff. If she writes about it now, they will laugh. I'm like, and you are condoning these kinds of friends. Hey, I mean, well, many years down the line, I met the girl, and the girl told me, man, she had to really take an exercise of weeding her life off. I mean, she weeded those kinds of individuals from her life, and she's better today. I'm like, I'm happy for you, thank you. Because at that time, she refused to even share it. I mean, she refused until we finished the event. Even after the event, after the training, go and share her testimony. For yeah, she did not share. So she had to weed off these individuals. I don't know whether it's Holy Spirit that spoke to her or whether she went to another conference and somebody delivered her from that spirit. I don't know. But after a few years when I met her, she said she had weeded those friends and she's better today. And I'm like, so look at your own life. Find out that most times some of the individuals that you have in your life are the ones that are speaking you into pessimism, that speaking you into darkness and not allowing you to shine forth. Be sure that you take control of your life and weed off individuals who are not even supposed to be there in the first place. All right. So that's what I can share with you guys that.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. We sincerely appreciate all you've shared with us this evening. I so much believe they've learned a lot because I have. So at this point, I want to appreciate you for coming because we have another session by 7. So we just go for
Thank you.
next 10
Thank
minutes
you.
seminar. So thank you very much, sir, for coming. You've shared so much. Yeah,
I'm
I appreciate.
grateful.
Thank you so very much. Yeah.
Thank you there.
I'll reach out to you later. Thank you, sir. Have a good
You're
night.
welcome. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you to everybody